no decoration on your head. Go and get something on your head, Rachel.
No, I haven't got anything.
Why is
afternoon.
without anything?
Because I don't have anything.
Oh,
hello.
Well, if you're listening on the podcast, we're all sitting here looking very festive, and Rachel is letting down the side. So me and Chloe have got ears on, you know, antler ears and cat ears, and Dalley's got a festive crown.
Dalley looks straight out of the Bible.
Dalley is
straight out of Midsummer.
It's a wreath from the wall that I'm wearing on my head.
Yeah.
And
It
Rachel,
looks good though.
Thank you very much. And Rachel never does Christmas early because her birthday is on the 21st of December, and she hates it when anybody talks about Christmas before the 21st of December. It's like she tries to ruin Christmas.
Genuinely so.
Your birthday's on the 21st. That must be so hard.
Yeah.
When's yours, Chloe?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Ruining Christmas for your mother for
I did.
24 years.
Yes. Okay. Right. Shall we get started, chaps?
We're live.
Hello.
Welcome to GTFO. As you can imagine, this might be a slightly chaotic episode today.
Hello, ho, ho.
Hello. Oh my God. Right. Today we are not doing a marketing podcast. We're not even doing a proper podcast or a proper line. We are talking about GrowTraffic. So this is the last episode that we will do of the year. And so we thought we'd just have a nice chat about what's gone right this year, what have been our challenges this year, what we've learned and what we're going to do going forwards. And who's got the best headdress and the worst birthday. So, first of all,
it's going to be like a therapy session, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
Hannah, what's your name? Where'd you come from?
I'm Hannah. I'm a director of GrowTraffic.
Okay, and Chloe, what's your name? Where'd you come from?
I'm Chloe, and I'm a content marketing executive at GrowTraffic.
Oh, and Dalley, what's your name? Where'd you come from?
I'm Jesus Christ wearing a crown of thorns.
Yes. Okay.
Bethlehem.
So your birthday's actually coming up on the 21st of December. So actually you're going to ruin Christmas this year, aren't you?
Well, as usual.
Yes. Yeah, you.
All right.
Jesus really ruined Christmas by dying, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. No, he died at Easter. It was his birthday at Christmas. Oh, my God. You can tell we're all committed Christians.
Crown of thorns.
Bet they had one hell of a party when he woke up, though.
You were brought up what, Chloe?
I bet they had one hell of a party when he woke up, though. 3-day bender.
What the fuck? Jesus, mate, you can't do that to us.
Jesus Christ, yes, I am.
Anyway, come on. Let's stop joking about the Bible.
Stop blaspheming.
Yeah, my granddad will be killing me if he ever watches this.
It's not Jesus Christ, he's just a very naughty boy.
He's a very naughty boy. Anyway, right. First of all, I want to ask each of you, and Hannah, I'm coming to you first. What have you thought about 2021? Give me roundup in Hannah Wineold land.
It's been a mixed bag. It's been, in some ways, feeling like we're getting a bit back to normal, and in other ways, still feeling the kind of restrictions on liberty and life and everything. I have very much tried to remove myself from like the wider world, like news. You know, I'm not following the news as much because I just think everything's awful and everybody in the world is an absolute awful person. And so I've been a lot happier.
Just trapped at home with your family. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been writing my own headline. Cat has long nap.
Okay, so good overall or bad overall?
Well, every year is good, isn't it? I have a very lovely life and I'm very happy and lucky. So no, I'm not being sarcastic. Every year is good. I have a lovely life.
Okay, good. Chloe, what's your roundup of 2021? How's it been for you?
I thought we meant like a roundup of GrowTraffic, but Hannah went like deep then straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing personally. Oh, at work it's been fucking awful.
No, either is fine. I want your work and I want your personal. Give me whichever one you would like to talk about.
I think 2021 kind of blended into 2020 so much that it's hard to decipher what happened when.
Yeah.
and COVID has obviously been the like hanging over us the whole time. And I think we've all dealt with frigging some pretty shit, some hard shit this year. But the GrowTraffic team has been like the only consistent thing, like the only positively consistent thing, I'd say. Like, yeah, I think GrowTraffic has had some huge changes as well this year, and mainly for the better. To say we're like where we started before COVID hit and where we are now, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we do talk, don't we, about, you know, the GrowTraffic fam, and we're like a big family and blah, blah, blah. But it is, you know, as you say, our work family and our families are the only consistent things we've had throughout this year. And sometimes they will be the only things that we'll go from day to day talking to. It'll be the family WhatsApp chat and the GrowTraffic WhatsApp chat, and that'll be it, won't it? So
absolutely, yeah.
And we all know that if we're going up in flames, then we're going up together. So
yes. There we go.
There's always that.
Yeah. There's always the
we can be like on the
together.
full Monty. Yeah, we can all like go and sign on to the gyro at the same time, and then find our cheat stripping. Will be great.
Yeah. There's money in the gyro. Dalley, what about you? What's your roundup of 2021?
I think it's been a good year overall, really. It's been like Hannah said, there's been ups and downs, highs and lows, but I think overall the highs have outweighed the lows. I generally think it's been a good year. I think, like Chloe said, it's all 2020 and 2021 has all kind of merged into one, but we are, I think, getting out of the kind of the big COVID crisis that you know we experienced in the start. So that feels like we're getting a bit more back to normal life. I think we still have to be careful, obviously, and we still all should be doing our bit where we can. So roll on the GrowTraffic team party.
Yeah, but I think what's happened is that businesses, or business with a capital B, has sort of got its act together, hasn't it? And when we experienced the first lockdown in 2020 and the first sort of COVID crisis hit, everybody contracted and everybody panicked and everybody stopped, and lots of things literally just stopped. And now I noticed when we had the government announcement yesterday or day before, whenever it was, not much change. You know, we went back to working from home. We cancelled a day that we were all going to sit together, but apart from that, nothing has changed. Business has carried on, and I think, you know, we've all adapted, and we understand now that there will be periods of lockdown and there will be periods where, you know, restrictions tighten and restrictions loosen, but actually we all know how to keep our businesses going throughout that regardless now. So that massive kind of crisis point of ebb and flow of, oh my God, how are we going to keep this ship going? That has lessened this year, I think, hasn't it?
It definitely has. And I think it emotionally, that's such a weight off, well, certainly my mind. Like, I remember when, oh, shut up, you man. I remember when COVID first started and lockdown happened and everything. And like, just, we thought we were going to fold, like the business. We, you know, me, you, and me, Rachel, and Dalley sat there and kind of worked out how many months we could keep it going for, and it was like 2-3 months, and
2-3 months,
and like, but I don't worry about that now, because, you know, like you say, with everybody, the world has kind of adapted, and we all know how to cope through a lockdown, and we know how to keep business going and keep servicing our clients and
do you know what I find really interesting as well? It's like I'm always fascinated like by history, but what I like about history is how were people thinking and feeling at the time that all this stuff was going on. And I always want to go back in a time machine, like to the First or Second World War, and think like, how did the people who were just like the women who were left at home carrying on whilst the men were off in the Somme fighting, what did they think and feel? And when you talk or you read accounts of, you know, people, talk to people who are alive then, or read accounts of people, they always say, well, we just sort of got on with it. And what I've been fascinated by over the last 2 years is just how much we've just got on with it. Yes, there's this enormous global pandemic going on, and there's an economic crisis, and there's all sorts of things. And we've just kind of bumbled along with our day to day. And it's really amazed me how society can do that. We just keep bloody going, and we just find a way through. Anyone else?
I feel traumatized.
I think we have as a team, but I don't think society has. Like, still people stockpiling 72 loaves of bread for 2 people. I think some people absolutely lost their heads.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do feel like I watched that Charlie Brooker's yearly swipe or whatever it was called at the end of last year. And I sat and cried watching like all the news stories. I feel genuinely traumatized by it all. But I also feel like, well, as a business owner, losing your business is like the worst fear. Like losing your business, making people unemployed. But as like now, I feel as a business owner, if we can kind of get over that and weather that and still grow, like this, we can probably touch wood, weather everything.
I think so. For me personally, I felt it really just demonstrated some of the fears that I think you're alluding to there about losing the business. About it really demonstrated the kind of strength of the individuals within the business and me personally, and each of the. Yeah. Well, no. I think let's go back. So I really recognised something in myself that I probably hadn't thought of for a long time, and my role to kind of go out there and make things happen was just really highlighted. And I think that even if the business closed down, sorry Reg, just 1 second, even if the business closed down, we could start it back up, start up something different, do it again.
I think started selling. Yeah, it reminded all of us that we needed to hustle, didn't it? And I think we perhaps had got a little bit complacent, and it gave all of us a kick up the bum. We're like, oh my God, we've got to get out there and hustle. And I think you could see, and I think we've said this last year, but you could see the businesses that went out there and, were pushing themselves forward and networking and marketing and doing PR and getting themselves, in front of people. Those are the businesses now that are doing okay. It's those businesses that thought, oh, well, I can't do anything, so I'll shut down for 6 months. Those are the ones that now, you can't come back from that, can you? So I think it was a bit of a welcome kick up the arse for us, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Right. So
it's led to us kind of productizing some of our services as well, which is but I think you're probably going to.
I am going to come on to that. Exactly, Simon Dalley. Well done. You're getting the hang of this now. Okay, so yes, what I would like to know is next, what is your best bit? So we have had, as you've just said, some massive highlights, and that kick up the arse did actually, it spurred us on to innovate and to change the business and to evolve it and to start different things and do different projects. So, Hannah, what are you most proudest of, or what's your best thing that we achieved personally or in GrowTraffic in the last year?
In GrowTraffic, I think Grow Skills for me is like the thing that I'm most proud of. So Grow Skills was an idea that I'd had absolutely ages ago, and we'd always kind of said that we still wanted to be able to service customers that didn't have much of a budget, but wanted still, a whole comprehensive marketing strategy and activity. So Grow Skills was the kind of stopgap for that. And I built it and wrote a lot of it when I was on maternity leave, and kind of launched it when we came back and everything. And so I'm dead proud of that. But also I learned so much doing that process. I kind of went out and did market research. I went and learned loads about building a subscription service on a website, and I went and learned about properly did all the pricing strategy and everything. I actually did sums rather than just making guesses. So I think I learned a lot about launching a new service myself and kind of making sure that a business plan is sound before you jump into it and speak into the market.
And that's a big thing, isn't it? Because we've done all of those things with GrowTraffic, but Grow Skills is a completely different beast to GrowTraffic. And so it was you know, it was not just, oh, let's do the same old things over again. You had to do it in a completely different way. So to do all of that and pull it together, you know, that was a massive, massive project that you undertook. So
I'm glad I did it while I'd just had a baby. Thank you. I am actually. Yeah. I'm pleased with how it went. And it's working. You know, we're getting more clients every month. We sign more people up. And I thought that most people would go for kind of the lower package. But actually, the majority of people tend to go for the package that's got a little bit more cost, but more kind of time built into it, which I'm surprised. Most people go for the platinum rather than the gold, which I was surprised about.
Well, it's good value. There we go.
It is.
Yeah. Chloe, what about you?
I think something that stood out to me this year, well, mainly in the last few months, we finally got to go and do some like face-to-face things for the first time since COVID originally hit, which was amazing and something that I'd missed massively. But I think whilst I was there, like the expos, I could kind of see how much GrowTraffic had done, like all the stuff we did during lockdowns had paid off. Because like before lockdowns, we were like almost militant when it came to networking. Like we all did so much of it and our faces were everywhere. And then so many businesses just stopped doing that when COVID hit. Whereas we tried everything we could online, like the training courses and these videos and stuff like that. And it really did show, like when I went to the expo, so many people would say, oh, I watched such a thing on the Facebook page, or someone brand new who I'd never seen before would say, oh, such person told me about you. And I thought, to say nobody's seen each other for 2 years, we were finally in the same room and so many people still like knew who GrowTraffic was and, you know, someone had told them about us or they'd seen something on Facebook or something like that. And I thought like, oh, like it has worked, like it's paid off.
That's good.
Yeah, and it was just so amazing to get back out there into the real world.
I think the thing with those events as well is it's very, very easy and it happens very quickly that you know, if you're not in front of people, they forget you. And there'll be another digital marketing agency, another SEO agency that will pop up and will take your place. And it's all about consistency. And sometimes with the networking events and stuff that you're doing, you think, is this worth it? Am I making a return on my money? And for some of them, you know, you put the money in and you put the money out and you're like, actually, I'm not making a massive profit on this. But sometimes it is absolutely just about keeping that visibility and keeping yourself seen in your local community. And absolutely, when we went to the Love Local Expo in Burnley, which was only a couple of months ago, wasn't it? We knew almost every other person in that room, and loads of people coming up to us and saying like, oh yeah, we've been watching your content and reading your blogs and blah blah blah. And that just proves that you've got to keep doing it. You've got to keep consistency in business. If you hibernate or if you even just think, oh, I'll just have 6 months off and not bother, coming back from that is so hard, isn't it? So yeah, that was good. Good. Dalley, what about you?
So approachable as well.
Yeah, and this is it. All of those things, people get to know us, don't they? And then feel like they know us.
I think we give a lot of ourselves, don't we? Like we make our marketing a lot about us as individuals and kind of share a lot about our lives. And
we don't take ourselves too seriously, which I think is important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So people feel like they know us. Yeah. Dalley,
I take myself quite seriously.
Well, you do,
You do, yes, you do.
But none of us take you seriously, so it kind of balances it out.
So go on, Dalley, what are your highlights of 2021?
My highlights of 2021. Do you know what? I think the thing that I am most proudest about, I think it is Grow Skills as well in some ways, because we've kind of been able to, or Hannah was able to take that kind of service and create a product out of it, and I never wanted to work with people that didn't have any money, basically, and I know say it as is. I didn't want to work with people that didn't have a lot of money because I didn't think we could do a good enough job for them. And I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced that we should create a service or a product even that would target them. But I think I was wrong, and that demonstrates that if we can do that for that part of our kind of, for the smaller kind of clients that can't afford our full service, then in the future we can go on and apply it to other things. So I'm really pleased that we are starting to we've launched, or we've not launched, we've started to work on Traffic Wonk, which is our kind of analytical package, digital marketing kind of analytics. And I don't think we've really worked out how to describe Traffic Wonk yet, have we? We will
I call it
an
analytics platform.
Yeah.
But I very much see it in the future being part, kind of pulling bits of Grow Skills kind of into it as well. So I think it should all play together. And then we've got the church. We're working on the Christchurch and Bacup, the business centre. So we've got that kind of third business kind of approach. We're starting to put all these different streams together. So the plan is kind of coming together. We've been talking about all of these different things, with the exception of Grow Skills, really, for a long time. And we've also brought on new members of staff as well, thanks in part to the Kickstart scheme that's helped us to bring more people on, and we're looking for more people to join us as well. And I just think it's suddenly started to propel us to actually act on some of the things that we've been talking about for years and make them happen.
Couple of comments there. So Peter Dunn says that the ABD logo was the best thing we did this year, but he might be slightly biased on that one. And Bryony,
it was a good one.
It was a good one. Yeah. And Bryony, hello Bryony, who's a new, she's new to GrowTraffic, and she said it was the fact that we were, real people that stood out to her, and the fact that she, could feel like she could know us before she started working with us. So that's really important. But I just want to quickly come back to the Kickstarter scheme, because I think that has been a massive help to us. And for those, if you've used the Kickstarter scheme, you'll know it. But for those who haven't, you essentially get somebody who's been on job seekers. The government will pay for them for 6 months, and then the idea being you take them on full time. We've taken on 2 people full time on that base off the Kickstarter scheme, and we've got adverts out for more people. But what that allowed us to do, we actually had to sadly make a member of staff redundant when the pandemic first hit, because we just couldn't make it work financially. But that then meant that Hannah and Dalley and I were back doing the do, and you just put your head down and you work your socks off and you get through it. And what the Kickstarter scheme enabled us to do was take on more staff who could then do some of the actual work, so that we could put our heads up and say, okay, let's get these projects off the ground. Let's do Grow Skills and Traffic Wonk in the church and all the rest of it. So actually it's more than just being the ability to grow and take on a new team. It's the fact that we've done all of these things that the Kickstarter scheme has enabled, which I think has been really helpful, and not just for us. I know a lot of small businesses that have benefited from that.
I think. Sorry, Hannah, you just put your hand up as I was saying. I think.
All right, go for it.
One of the things that I think that we've learned is about capacity and resource, and that it's all well and good trying to grow kind of organically and put somebody in place and when we need them, but because we're always getting up to capacity before we bring somebody in, it means that the 3 of us or don't really have the headspace towards the end of that in order to really focus on growing the business. So I think what Hannah was saying, I guess, and yourself, Rachel, if we can take ourselves out of doing the do more, then we've got a really good opportunity to grow, and we've all demonstrated that we can make this business grow.
And that's one of the key challenges, that we're not alone in that, are we? That's one of the key HR challenges that a lot of small businesses face as they start to scale up, is that how, bringing staff on and being able to train them up. Hannah, what were you going to say quickly?
I was going to say that something else that we've done that's made such a big impact this year was we did a pricing strategy session with Veronica Brooms, and that enabled us to reduce a lot of our overheads. And just kind of take a less of a blanket approach to our pricing and be a little bit more strategic with our pricing. And she really challenged some of the assumptions that we had about the way that we price, and it enabled us to increase our profitability without actually having to hike the prices up loads and loads. Like we but we just managed to make more profit, which enabled us to then take on the Kickstarters full time and really invest in the team and stuff.
I think also, we weren't confident about putting the prices up because we didn't think we weren't confident about how people would react to it. And we had a bit of a chat about this, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, that nobody has mentioned it. Nobody has had any problem with that price increase, and probably we could, push it up a bit further and still be good value.
Well, I think as well, and talking about benefits that have come out of the pandemic, which I know is touchy subject, but what it also made us do was look at our expenditure as well, and we managed to make quite a few savings by everybody has these, don't they, subscriptions to things that have just run over, and things that you're paying for twice that you haven't noticed, and why are we paying £100 a year for that when we can get it for free, or we can get it for £20 a year, and that we managed to make quite a chunk of savings just by doing that. So I think again, when you look at the opportunities that have come out of the pandemic that have given us again that kick up the arse, pricing and expenditure and income and outgoings is certainly one of those things we've looked at. I need to move us on because we're running out of time. What
I'm thinking about that, 1 second, Rachel, we should do that. I thought this, and I've never said it since. We should do that every year at the same time.
Well, everybody should. Yeah, of course they should.
Everyone should, but we should definitely do it. Let's do it.
Okay, right. So what next thing I would like to know from you, what has been your challenge in 2021 and what have you learned from that? What you're going to take forward into 2022? Chloe, I'm coming to you first. Personal or GrowTraffic? Because you won't be at GrowTraffic in 2022.
I think that's probably
2022.
The biggest challenge for me is like the fact that we're hurtling towards January 2022, and that's when I leave GrowTraffic, and that absolutely breaks my heart.
Wait. Can we back up a second? When are you leaving GrowTraffic?
January
There's a week.
2022.
Yeah. There's a few days.
And you might do something for us after.
Let us speak, Dalley.
Go there, bloody hell, Dalley. Let her finish the sentence.
Up until for the summer, I'll be around and helping wherever I can, and then I start uni in September, and that'll be pretty full on, I imagine.
And Liz is asking why are you going? So Chloe, just explain why you're leaving in January when you only start uni in September.
So in January I am leaving, and providing the new COVID variant doesn't ruin it all, I'm going travelling. So I fly on the 21st of January to Mexico, and I'm hoping to be around the world for a few months. And then in September I go back to university in Huddersfield to study midwifery for 3 years. It's very different.
Right, you're gonna have we're gonna have such a nice time over here in Bath. Doing GrowTraffic. Your plans sound absolute dogger, mate.
There's no drug cartels with guns round here, Chloe.
Well, exactly. No saggy vaginas and sloppy placentas round here.
No, exactly. No. Yeah.
So as excited as I am for 2022, I think that has been constantly at the back of my mind the whole year, is that, oh my God, I'm not going to have GrowTraffic soon. Even though I know I'm going to have the team, and that's all I need, really.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I'm excited for you, and you will just be the most amazing midwife.
Thank you.
It's a sad loss to marketing, though. Come on.
Oh God,
I'm making a massive mistake.
I have
at least once a month I get a message, or I'm speaking to Dalley for, and he's like, you'll realise backlink building needs you.
Yeah Making infographics is where your skills lie. Yes, I think that's going to be the hardest bit. Looking at that from the other side, you have been with GrowTraffic for several years now. You've really sort of come on and not only forged a role, but you've developed in your skill set, and we are obviously frantically trying to train up Madison and Jake, who are our Kickstarters, so that they can fill that role. But it's just going to leave a massive gap for us, isn't it? That it's going to take time to fill that skill set, and we will miss you.
It's been a challenge as well, trying to train Madison and Jake when it's not put face to face. And I think with the new string, and when now can't meet face to face, that's going to be an even bigger challenge trying to do it online, because it's not easy for us, and it's definitely not easy for them to try and learn a new skill on their own.
That's absolutely been my biggest challenge of this year, is keeping a team cohesive when we haven't been able to all get together. I mean, we've had like a few days. We've had our GrowTraffic photo shoot day that Liz kind of did for us at the Yorkshire Sculpture Park. We've had some days where some of us have managed to work together. We had a nice summer, so quite a lot of us had some days in the garden, didn't we, where we nearly got trampled to death by some deer that were running across the road and ran through our garden. But you know, apart from that, it's been WhatsApp, it's been Zooms, you know, and keeping a team cohesive. It's not just the, you know, obviously it's the how do you train somebody to do the job, but it's all that other stuff. How do you make somebody feel like they are part of a family when they're only ever talking to somebody on Zoom or WhatsApp? So that's been the hardest thing, and we've had to do things like put in extra team meetings and make them a little bit fluffier so that they're more of a conversation. We've had to do extra, like we do a quiz on a Friday in the WhatsApp, and we share songs and anything that we can do to help people get to know each other on a personal level, where it's not just a conversation about work. You know, it's been absolutely fundamental to making people feel like they know us, hasn't it? Hannah, what's been your biggest challenge, and what are you going to take forward next year?
I think personally, I've taken on quite a lot this year. So I stepped up to vice chair of governors at the school I'm a governor at, and I took on another trusteeship, and I had another baby in 2020. And yeah, it's just like, and obviously traffic wonk and stuff. And it's a lot. And I think I've learned to not let the other stuff that's nice detract me from my actual job. And I am going to have to start saying no to things now, like I'm at capacity, because I am in danger of everything else taking over my life and my job becoming secondary.
Yeah, I think we've all been guilty of that at times, haven't we? Of, you know, taking on too many external things. Dalley, what about you?
I mean, I think for the last few years, I've been trying to kind of put some emphasis on my own kind of mental health and kind of trying to improve that in some ways, because it's not where I would want it to be. I think that, you know, I don't know. I'm not massive. Rachel, you're absolutely great at kind of building that kind of team and building that environment and that ethos. And you know, that's not really my forte or interest, to be completely honest. And I probably struggle to really be so bothered with that kind of team element of things. And I think sometimes that causes issues, and it's kind of come around. What was the question you were asking me? What have you learned?
What are you taking forward into 2022? What do you need? What are you going to continue to work on?
Well, I'm going to continue to work on that.
Keep it succinct.
Succinct. Yes, I'm going to continue to work on my little kind of mental health kind of and well-being. Mental health is probably too strong, but well-being issues that I've been working on. I'm going to continue to work on having a really positive growth mindset, although sometimes I want to be fixed because I don't agree with everything being a growth mindset. And I'm going to continue to. I tell you one thing that I've realised. I've been doing a CMI course over the last few weeks. I've also done a leadership course as well, and I've realised that although I thought that I wasn't so operational, I've realised how operational I am, and that part of the issue is that I've not trained up other people within the business to do certain things that I do, and so I'm the bottleneck because I'm the only person that does certain things. So I have been kind of trying to pass those skills on to people, not doing it for them, getting them to do it themselves, things like that. So that's a bit of a learning, and it's good to recognise that. What about
Yeah, and I mean, I think all of us have done quite a lot of training this year, whether it be sort of upskilling in our job. I've done a piece of leadership training, which I know you've done, Dalley, and you're going to do, Hannah. As you said, we've done some growth mindset training. So there's been a lot of self-improvement and improvement for benefit of GrowTraffic. You know, how do we become better leaders and better people so that we can learn from the things that we've struggled with in 2021, such as making a team cohesive and keeping everybody focused and motivated and, you know, feeling like they're part of the family. We've all put a lot of effort into improving our own skills so that we can carry on doing that. And I know for me, my main goal for 2022 is going to be to continue to work on that and to continue, you know, hopefully we get in the church, touch wood, you know, where pigs may fly, but you know, whether we do or not, we still have goals to grow. We need more staff. You know, that whole piece of making us a cohesive, functioning business is one of my biggest priorities. Chloe, what's your one goal for 2022?
Not to get murdered by the Mexican cartel.
Yeah. She's going to become a gangster's mole, aren't you? For the cartels in Mexico.
I don't, well, with me leaving GrowTraffic, I don't know. I think I still want to very much be a part of the team, especially with the church opening. I'd like to still be like involved in that. So I think my goal is to just watch GrowTraffic take over the world, starting with this.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. You will certainly be involved, yes. Dalley, what's your one goal for 2022? Your main priority?
Main priority really is creating that, is helping that group of businesses to really grow, work together and grow as a bigger kind of business organization.
Yeah, we're at a crossroads, aren't we? And keeping those three strands running together is definitely going to be a challenge. Hannah, what's yours? Biggest goal for 2022?
I'm really looking forward to continuing to grow the podcast and Shooting the Shit podcast and launching Traffic Wonk. That is, and you know, getting Traffic Wonk to grow. That's my goal. And also getting you to angle your microphone down slightly from your mouth so we don't have to listen to your thunderous breathing all the time.
My paedophile heavy breathing. You know, it was bad before, but it's even worse since I had this cold, isn't it?
Just dip your mic away from your mouth.
It is so bad.
Then it gets
the people who are watching this must think me and Hannah are so heartless, because Dalley was like getting deep about his mental health. And in the private chat, we were slagging off Rachel's heavy breathing and like trying not to laugh. And we must just like look like such evil bitches hiding behind our hands while Dalley's like.
I do feel like I'm receiving like rude phone calls. What are you wearing?
Yeah. I can't do anything about it anymore. I've given up worrying about it.
No, you've done it now. Just move the mic away from your mouth.
It just gets caught in my hair then my hair makes a noise against it.
Well.
Okay, right. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. That's it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wait, no, what about you? What's your challenge?
Yeah, what?
I've already said mine.
You said that at the start.
Yeah, I did mine first. Yeah, so there we go. Thanks for listening. Yeah, you couldn't hear it over the heavy paedophile breathing. If you have watched this on Facebook, thank you very much, and thank you for commenting. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe below, guys. And if you are listening on podcast, please rate and review and tell somebody about it and share it and all of those other things, because it genuinely helps. That is the last GTFO of 2022. Yes, Simon Dalley.
Say bar humbug at the end.
Bar humbug.
There you go. Spoiling everyone's Christmas.
I'm wearing a Christmas dress. Fuck's sake.
She's
I put this on specially.
What is it? Velvet?
It's like sparkly, glittery velvet. It's a Christmas
dress. It's really
dress
weird, actually. If you stroke it one way, it's like...
Oh my God.
Did you get it from Bon Marché?
I'm going to turn it off. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely Christmas, and we will see you next year. Bye.